What has training jiu-jitsu done for your life?
People always like say like, "Oh, jiu-jitsu saved my life" and whatever. Like to me, it totally did. When I first started training at the malls, like I was going through like a lot of stuff, like mental stuff. Like I was going through like a really hard time, and I was straight out of school, like working a lot, and I didn't have an outlet in life. Like my big thing in Colorado was outdoors, like go out hiking, like whatever. But I didn't have like a proper outlet. And then when I started doing jiu-jitsu and I got really obsessed with it, I remember like I bought my first shoyo roll and I never imagined I would spend money on a gi kind of thing, like, and I got really obsessed. It really like helped me build like discipline in my life. I didn't really have that kind of discipline where I had to think about like, if I didn't go to bed on time, I'm going to struggle training tomorrow. Like those types of things you don't even like think about, because in jiu-jitsu you have to have your, pardon my French, your shit together, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to get like
Ducks in a row,
choked out
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Get your like ducks in a row. I didn't have anything like that in my life. And when I started doing jiu-jitsu more often too, it's like there's a schedule too. Like Monday nights you do this, Friday nights you do, etc. Saturday mornings are like a mall days. Like those are the days where we went to train with the mall. So I made sure that like I was ready on Saturday morning to go and train so I can see them all. Like there was like that to me type of cadence that I don't like really have in my life. And then it was discipline like after that. Like people don't realize when they first start doing jiu-jitsu that you're building character more than you're just doing like a physical like activity. Like the first time you get tapped by a small person, like especially when you don't know what you're doing, you're like the first thing you think about is like, oh wow, like they're just they're just born with it. Like it's just like a talent thing, right? And then at some point you do that to somebody else. When that like aha like clicks, that's because you built that discipline. Like you built that like within yourself. You did that yourself. You trained yourself. You got to the point where you're now doing that. And then it's like, it's not that they got lucky, that they worked hard and they got to it. So for me, during that time when I was going through like a lot of like my personal stuff, like just, mental stuff, I found like a purpose, like a really good purpose. And the community that was there was really awesome too, because like if you do jiu-jitsu, all of a sudden all your friends are like jiu-jitsu friends. And then like all of a sudden you're going
family,
out.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. It becomes like your family. Because when you go compete, you guys all go together as a team. You win and lose as a team. You come home as a team. We used to go to like dinner after. I remember we used to like go weigh in and then like go eat, fight like the fight to wins, and then like afterwards we go compete. And then after that, no matter what, we won, we lost. Like Amal would take us out, or we would go somewhere like the rest of the people, and then you built that community. And then we used to go watch UFCs together. Like I remember we used to get together as like these nerdy groups of people to go watch like the UFC in the early days, where like not a lot of people were watching it. And that was like built like a super, I think, strong community. Like if I look at all my friends right now, I have work friends, I have jiu-jitsu friends, and then I have my wife's friends. But that's pretty much it. Like that's what it comes down to, because there is so much community there. And there's no sport like that. I don't care what people say. Like there's no sport like that. I played soccer as a kid, played rugby, done everything. Not like this. Like nothing like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of it's that the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I think has helped,
Yeah.
And you could probably speak on that a little bit, going to Brazil and experiencing how the people are and the culture is, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know, but when you train jiu-jitsu, like some people in the US, they'll come into class and then they're just trying to like go home as soon as possible. They usually don't talk to people, like whatever. But in Brazil, it's not like that. Like people go to class, you do the warm-up, you do the actual class, and then afterwards people roll, and then afterwards they tell you can stay as long as you want. Like no one's like shutting the school. And some people just like between rolls just sit and like talk, and it's like community.